Okay, listen, today I'm going to be bringing you guys 3 fun G5 teams to rebuild in College Football 25. Okay, so if you've not seen my original video yet, look down in the description. I'm going to be putting it down there. In that video, I cover 5 different teams, right? I cover 5 in that one. We're only covering 3 here because in the one where I cover 5 ends up being an hour and 10 minutes long because we go very in depth, okay? I'm not just going to fly through this, guys. I want to make sure you have all the necessary information to make sure that you are picking the correct team for yourself, because if you're anything like me, a rebuild's not something you just pick up and you knock out in a few days or knock out in a week. It's like a very important decision because it's something I'm going to grind for months. So if you're like that, this video is definitely going to be for you. We are going to get into the nitty gritty for these teams. So in the video, if you've not seen the original, we go through a general overview of the team, then a recruiting overview. We look at the home state, the states that border you, and then just kind of figure out where the pipelines probably should be and things like that. Then we quickly look at the uniforms, right? Uniforms matter a lot. You're gonna have to look at them every single game, obviously. So we want to check those out briefly anyway. And then the big one, of course, we look at the roster, break that down, figure out where you're probably gonna have to recruit, where you're probably good, and just discuss it and figure out where the actual state of the program is. So without further ado, guys, let's just get started right now, okay? Okay, listen, the first team we're going to be covering here, guys, is going to be the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks, guys. This team is located, guess where? In Monroe, Louisiana. It's a 1.5-star prestige team, so that's pretty damn low. 71 overall, 73 offense, 71 defense in the Sun Belt. Guys, this team's bad. Low prestige, low overall. It's the worst team in the Sun Belt in terms of overall by, I believe, 4. I think the second worst team in the Sun Belt was a 75. Most teams in the Sun Belt, guys, they're like high 70s. They're like 79, 78, 77. I believe there's even a couple in the 80s. You are pretty squarely the worst in the conference, right? So if you guys like that, that type of experience, the real tough, grinding from the bottom all the way to the top experience, this is going to be a team you're going to want to consider, right? So if you like using the schemes that are provided for you, you're going to have a multiple offense and a 3-3-5 defense. Obviously, that's up to you whether or not you want to use that. Nobody's telling you, how to live your life. I like running what's assigned to me because I think it adds a little more toughness to the experience and also a little more immersion. But that's just me. So, all right, that does it for the real quick general overview. Let's get into the recruiting regarding Louisiana Monroe Warhawks now. Okay, listen, now we're going to briefly discuss ULM because I don't think we need to have a long discussion about it, guys. Look where you are. You're Louisiana, of course, right? In Louisiana Monroe. Louisiana has a lot of talent. The state of Louisiana has a lot of football talent. Guys, right to your left is Texas. Right to your right is Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. There is more talent than you know what to do with all around you. You don't have to do anything. A lot of these different rebuilds, guys, they're smaller schools located kind of in the middle of nowhere, comparatively. Guys, there is talent everywhere you look. High caliber 5 stars all over the damn place. 4 stars, blue chippers everywhere. The question is, how do you get them to commit to ULM, right? Especially when, look at the schools that are around you. You're competing against the SEC and all the Texas teams. Not in terms of in your schedule, but you're competing with them in terms of 4 recruits. Texas. All the Texas schools. And then obviously Ole Miss, Bama, Georgia, all the Florida schools. It's going to be tough to get high caliber prospects early. If it's me, the route I'm going is I'm going to try to get lucky with some of the 3 stars. I'm not going after the blue chippers, bro. They're going to have proximity to home bonuses plus all the other bonuses because they're, way higher caliber, different programs. I wouldn't be going after those high caliber ones personally. I'm going after some 3 stars, going to try to get lucky with them. Then I'm just loading up on a ton of 2 stars because there's just so many good players. I'm going to figure out which ones are gems. I'm going to get these 2 stars that play more like 3 stars and just get a very deep recruiting class this way and just hope that I'm hitting on, a player here, a player there, a player here, a player there. And then, all of a sudden, maybe I have 10 to 15 players that are actually 3-star caliber. And guys, that is an incredible recruit class for a 1.5-star prestige team that just can't win football games IRL, you know what I'm saying? So that's the way I do it. You can do what you want, but like I said, guys, there is no shortage of talent everywhere you look. Close to home, just no shortage of talent. The question is, you got to go out there and figure out how you're going to bring them in. So that finishes up everything recruiting. Let's get on to the uniforms real quick. Okay, listen, let's quickly go through the ULM uniforms because uniforms matter, guys. You start with the white, maroon, golds. I'm personally not a huge fan, but hey, guys, Don't matter what I think, right? All that matters is that you like them. Art is subjective. Only buddy that is going to be looking at the used uniforms when you're playing them are probably you. So make sure that you like them. The all whites are nice, guys. The all white. Oh man, if it's all white, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me those stripes aren't clean. That stripe on the shoulder, that stripe on the pants, I can get down with those. I'm not a huge fan of the font, but I can get down with those. P40 Warhawks are always clean. P40 Warhawk is dirty. That is a dope ass alternate. Those are fucking sweet. Those are fucking sweet. Then your home option, okay, I can get down with the white, maroon, white. I can get down with that. And then away option, I can get down with white, gold. Yeah, I like that, bro. The stripes hit different. Yeah. It's just the main homes. That's the only one that I'm not a huge fan of, but I mean, you could switch out those pants for white pants, and I'd be cool with that. But yep, I just wanted to make sure that I showed you guys the unis, right? We want to consolidate all the important information, and I think uniforms are absolutely an important piece of, you know, decision-making process when choosing a dynasty team. So let's get on to the roster now. Okay, listen, for ULM's roster, you got one good player on the football team. Legit. Elijah Fisher, your 84 overall left guard. He's good, man. He's a junior as well. If you can convince him to come back, yo, I'm not even playing. I would be running behind him every single play I run the ball. I don't even care if it was into like a bad look. I would just be doing it. I just trust him. The rest of your team's so bad. Like, you're going to see once we get to the offensive line, because as you can see, look at this screen here, guys. You have one other offensive lineman that looks like they're 74 or above. This guy is going to be just by far and away your best lineman, and yo, 66 speed on him? Yo, bro's got burners. I'm just saying. Maybe use him as a puller? I'm just running behind him. Quarterbacks, okay, so this isn't great in terms of top end. That's for sure. You do got General Booty, though. That's it. That is a elite name. General Booty, bro. Oh my god. That was my nickname in high school. But listen. You do have 6 quarterbacks that are 67 and above, and only 1 graduates, right? Isaiah Velez here. That means you return, obviously, 5. And they're only separated by 6 overall, so this is just going to depend on, like, where progression takes these guys. You know, a 73, a 73, a 71, a 70. It's going to depend on progression, who really, like, turns up, right? Who really progresses, because, look, athleticism is very similar for all of them. The arms aren't crazy. I checked the arms, guys. You got 93 throw power here, 95 throw power here. He's got 90, like, there's some good throw power. The accuracies are all bad. Like, literally all of them have bad accuracy. You just need to kind of chill and let these guys progress. Personally, me, like I said, you have 5 quarterbacks, at least 4 that are in like a legit competition. I'm not recruiting this position to start, at least. Maybe somebody to just like sit and grow, but I'm going to let them hash it out and just figure out who actually progresses there. Running back, you look pretty good, all things considered, as bad as the team is. Undersized Hunter Smith, 5'11", 181. Not great athleticism for that size. You'd love to see him be more athletic there. 95 acceleration is very high, though, but only 88 for his top-end speed. You do have 92 speed for Bennett Galloway, which is nice. And he's 5'11", 201. Kind of like him better, just from, you know, size and athleticism. But, I mean, they're one off of each other, so they're probably going to be splitting carries for you. And then you got 2 72s. One of them returns, one doesn't. I mean, you have 3 decent running backs that are returning. This is about as good as it gets for, you know, a 1.5 star prestige team that's largely untalented in a lot of places. So this is another position I ain't mad about. Yo, no fullback, I won't stand for it. You guys know me, I'm a fullback stan. You need fullbacks, shame on them. Yo, okay, wow. So we knew that it was going to go downhill somewhere because those first few positions weren't the worst in the world. This might be the worst in the world. This is crazy. Your best is 74. It's cool that he's 6'5". Like, that's awesome. 6'5", 205. He's a 74 overall, guys. His ball skills, everything, it's not going to be crazy. 88 speed, he's not going to be separating. Throw it up to him and hope that he can moss people. Like, how sustainable is that whenever he's a 74 overall? I don't see that. I mean, your number 2, 6'3", 205, you like the size? Guys, he's 84 speed. I'm not one of those people who needs every single player to be 95 plus speed because, you know, that's fun. Like, no, I want to get good players and plug them in, and, you know, I don't need to play that way. I know a lot of people like it like that. That makes the game a little too easy for me. I just like finding talented players and then forcing myself to use them. But either way, that 84 speed is just tough to use. That is, how are you going to separate? How are you going to get any separation? That's crazy. You got some 90 speed, but you're at a 69. These guys are 69s, 65, 64. Oh no. 2 of your top 5 graduate. 2 of your top 4 graduate. And they're terrible already. You got 3 receivers that are 64 or above that return. That's just not good enough. These guys in the 50s, sure, you're going to redshirt, hope they progress, but you can't expect these guys to be starting in a year. Not even 2, really, unless you get super lucky with progression. Like, my God, you need to recruit receiver ASAP. That's bad. Yo, tight end, what is going on? What are they doing at ULM? You got a single tight end that's above a 57. No depth. Your starter's not talented either. You could legit go sign 3 tight ends, and they might be your 3 starters. They might be your 1, 2, and 3 as freshmen. You desperately need to. You can't play with that, man. Like, you can't have no ability to go heavy. Come on now. That's not the recipe for a winning program. 66 left tackle, 62 backup. It's just not good enough, guys. As a junior, he's not gonna get good enough by the time he graduates. 84 left guard, we already know that's awesome. That's amazing. His backups, they're terrible. They're just not good enough. I mean, all right, we do like having a 77 center, and then he's got a 72 backup as a junior. We will take that all day. For as bad as this team is, this is a solid position group just because of these 2. That you're good for 2 years. And, you can't say that at, virtually any other position except quarterback and running back so far. And then right guard. They return, but they're bad, man. 67, 64, 63. You got to get better. This just ain't going to fly, man. How you going to win with this? A couple 71s. They both return at least. Right tackle could be worse. You just need one of these guys to progress well. If they both progress well, then you're really sitting pretty, because then one of them will start at right tackle. Say he goes up 4 overall, 5 overall, a 75, 76. You're not mad about that. As bad as your team is, you'll take that. If they both progress, if you get lucky and they both progress, you could move one to like guard or something, right? Because you have holes elsewhere on the roster probably. So, okay, right tackle could be worse. Left end couldn't be worse. Your starter's a 62, and then you have a single backup behind him who's a 55 junior. Terrible left end. Right end's not a lot better. You could probably move over this 71 guy and start him on the other side, but you have no depth. 58, 51, 75 will start. I mean, no depth. Oh my God, if you're using auto subs and you're going to be rotating, your backups are going to get fucking destroyed, man. You're just going to be trotting out 58 overalls. Interior, if you're only using one down lineman, you're probably good. A 78, 75, 74, but look, these 2 both graduating. You do return the 78. He's got 3 badges, which you like. A 78 as a junior. This is one of the best players on your roster, literally. So you like him. You do like him, but once again, you need to recruit because you only have him 1 more year. These 2 are gone. This guy's not good enough to contribute. Like, you got to recruit in the interior, defensive interior there. I really like this guy's size. Pause. 6'3", 235. Okay, 74 as a junior. He's got a senior backup. Okay. You know what? This isn't, all things considered, this ain't a terrible position group here. Wouldn't be mad about this one. Middle linebacker, a 76 as a senior, 74 junior, and then a freshman's at 65. Once again, is this ideal in any stretch of the imagination? No. But for this team, as bad as things are, this is decent. That's a decent room there. And then right outside linebacker, it's not. 68 as a junior. You get him for 1 more year, maybe. If you get super lucky, maybe he gets up to mid-70s. Probably not. And then the backups are just atrocious. Low 50s, up to mid-50s. It's just not good enough. Can't touch the field. Absolute liabilities. At corner, same thing, man. You don't mind your 1 and 2. 77 and 76. This is pretty good for your caliber of team. Guys, look at the speed, man. You don't have a corner above 88 speed. You are gonna get fucking toasted when you go against any receiver core with talent. I hope that you're not mad about, having 40 dropped on you, because it's gonna happen when you play a talented pass game. It will happen. A 77, 76, they'll be good enough against bad, passing teams. They'll be able to hold their own. But then look, your nickel, bro. Your nickel is going to be a 69 overall. It looks like they're both 69s. I mean, it's just not good enough. That's a starter. Remember, man, this is modern college football. The nickel is a starter nowadays. and then you're down to 63 in the 50s. I mean, what if one of these guys gets hurt? You're starting one of these guys on the outside. My God, I'm having like, ooh, I'm getting fucking goosebumps over here thinking about it. I mean, this would be a tough experience. Then a 71, a free safety. He's not helping on the back end. I mean, 88 speed for a free safety. That's probably actually decent for as bad as this team is. But a 71 junior. Oh my God, what are you doing? They're all in the 50s for strong safeties? You're going to have to start this guy strong safety. Oh, he's 5'11", 225. Okay, he can start. So I guess you'll probably start him over there. Oh my God, he's so thick. Jeez. Then a 64 kicker. He's a senior, so another position you got to go get players for, just like the entire secondary. Secondary needs everybody, bro. It's bad. He's going to be bad, but then you also need to replace him. Then you have a 63 punter. He's going to be bad too. You could ride with him for 2 years and just, I don't know, bite the bullet and just realize that you're not going to be punting very well. Guys, that's it for this roster. Oh my God. It did not start bad whenever we were looking at the quarterback and running back. After that, my Lord, linebackers weren't the worst in the world. Offensive line, a lot of holes. You had a couple decent players, but a lot of holes. Receivers, terrible. Corners, terrible. Safeties, terrible. I mean, D-line, terrible. Your defensive interior was okay, but your D-end's not good enough. I mean, no depth at all either. Like, my Lord, you have your work cut out if you want to rebuild this team, guys. It would be fun, though. It would be incredibly fun. This really makes me consider using these guys. Wow. You got a lot of room to grow with that quarterback and running back room, but outside of that, you are going to need help. So, guys, I think you should definitely try rebuilding this team if you want a tough experience, but I really think they're going to be fun. Remember, you're recruiting out of Louisiana. Guys, that's going to do it for the roster review, but I'm telling you, this one really looks like it's going to be a fun experience. Okay, listen, guys, if you're still here watching, please press that like button. I'm a working man. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to make these videos, so I'd really appreciate that. Also, hit the subscribe button because I'm putting out videos like crazy, pumping out all this CFB 25 content, and I'm starting my dynasty here pretty soon, guys. Very, very soon, in about a week or so. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see all that. Make sure you press that like button just so we can share my stuff because your boy works hard for this, so I'd appreciate that, guys. All right, let's get back to the video. Okay, listen, guys, the second team we're going to be going over here is the UTEP Miners, located in, of course, El Paso, Texas. If you didn't know, I'm sure that 95% of you guys know, but UTEP stands for University of Texas at El Paso. So this is a 1.5-star team in the CUSA, guys. This is the second worst team in the CUSA in terms of overall rating. And they're just one ahead of Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State being a 73. So UTEP 74 overall, 74 offense, 75 defense. So pretty balanced in terms of, the distribution of talent on the sides of the ball. And then for your offensive scheme, you got spread. Defensive scheme, 3-3-5. So you're pretty modern with, both your offensive and defensive schemes. But yeah, that's just a quick overview. Let's move on to recruiting. Okay, guys, recruiting for UTEP, this is going to be very similar to the recruiting that we just went over for ULM before. Obviously, you're in Texas, right? El Paso, Texas. You are in just the hotbed. Like, there is just so many good football players. You could literally limit yourself just to looking at Texas players, and you could still field an incredibly talented roster. That's just how much talent is there. In utilizing that proximity to home, guys, you're going to just want to do it. Just do it. Don't double think it. Don't start getting cute trying to look out to California, trying to go to Florida. Just stick close to home. If there's maybe, players in New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, the states that border you, maybe you could go there. If they have high interest in you, if they're really valuing things that you're good at, maybe. Guys, I'm telling you, especially as a small program, right? As this low prestige program, just stick to what, like, you don't got to get cute with it. I really just don't think you got to get cute with it. You don't got to try going after 5 stars and 4 stars either. Like I said before, guys, you're going to be able to field such a competitive roster just by bringing in a ton of players, from this state. Get a deep recruiting class, and that's probably what you're going to need with the state of the roster, right? The roster is very bad, and guys, yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you here. We're not gonna just keep repeating, but like, that's it. You got the players close to home. You got the players in your state. Grind that. If you need to reach out, reach one of those 4 different states that I told you border, and I think you're gonna be able to legit just create an incredible roster. And as your team progresses and becomes like more nationally relevant, then you can start reaching out further. But I just don't think it's necessary, and I think it might hurt you in the long run, wasting points on players that are farther, further from, your home state. So that's everything for recruiting for UTEP. I don't think you got to get cute with this. So, all right, let's move on to the uniforms. Okay, listen, now we got the UTEP uniforms. First, we start with the oranges, and I'm personally not a huge fan. It's like the dreamsicle-ish. It's just a little bright for me. I prefer like the darker, maybe like Sam Houston type orange, but that's just me. Who cares what I think? How about the all whites though? Listen, guys, if it's all white, it's all right. You already know I like these. They're clean. I mean, there's nothing special about them. They're just nice all whites. Every team needs a nice all white, I'm telling you. But then we got some alternates. I like these ones. Okay. Orange, blue, blues. Oh, you don't have blue socks. You only have white socks. I wish I had blue socks for those, but still. I fuck with that. Then home option. Okay, white, orange, white. I like those better. Yeah, those all oranges. I can't get down with those. But I like that too. Then what do we got? Okay, orange, white, orange. This is doable, I guess. Something about that shade of orange. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Then you got the orange, blue, orange. So it looks like you got white everything, blue everything, orange everything. Or no, you only have white, orange helmet. But then for jerseys and pants, you got white, orange, and blue. So you have some options here. So, yep, that's the uniforms for the UTEP Miners. Okay, listen, now going through the UTEP roster, you got a good player, man. Maurice Westmoreland, number 0, love to see it. Agent 0 out here, 6'2", 235, and 86 overall edge rusher. Yo, he's athletic too, 83 speed, 91 acceleration. This is a talented ass player. Yo, playing in that conference too, this man should just tear shit up. Yo, obviously he's rushing the passer every play. Whenever I'm sending blitzes, I'm sending it behind him. I'm just overloading his side and I'm tearing that shit up. That's all I'm saying. But listen, let's get into this real quick. Okay, quarterback, you got 2 74s, and you know what? As bad as this team is overall, you can't be mad about that. They're both 74 and they both returned. Athleticism, not great on either. You got a 75 speed, 78 speed. Size isn't great, 5'11", 6'1". Nothing special here. Hurley's a little more athletic IRL, but they don't have him too athletic in this game, actually. Okay, so that's unfortunate. JP Pickles, that's a crazy name. That is a crazy name. Nothing crazy here. Really all I'm focusing on is your top 2 and hoping, as a junior and sophomore, they can progress a little bit. I don't think I'd be recruiting quarterback super heavy because then you have 3 guys that return, they're at least a 60. A lot of teams, they're having like low to mid 50s, so I'm not mad. Am I like super ecstatic about my quarterback position early on? No. Maybe I go and try to get a freshman that I can just sit and, develop a little bit, but I'm not forcing that. You're a little different at running back because you're going to be playing more than one running back, of course. You're not giving running backs 35 carries a game if you're trying to play realistic at least. But as a 76 overall, 75 overall, they both return, right? A junior and a sophomore. The issue is that they fall off. If one of these guys gets shaken up, or you just want three guys getting carries. You know what I mean? It's just kind of modern football. One guy doesn't get the giant workloads anymore. That's extremely rare. So yeah, if you get wear and tear on one of these guys, or somebody gets hurt, you're kind of fucked because then you're forced into putting in the 68, 67 overall. No athleticism. It ain't great. None of them have athleticism either way. You know what I mean? Your best is 88 speed. It's not great. Your top 2, I'd be fine with for now. It's another one of these positions where it's like, it's not dire enough that I feel like I'm going to be grinding it super hard in recruiting to start, but you're going to need to get some guys there eventually, of course. Guys, we need fullbacks. Make fullbacks great again. I cannot stand for no fullbacks on a roster. Okay, you got a lot of receivers. Big issue. Most of them suck really bad. But you do have a 72 is your best. Is there worse? That might be the worst in the game. I don't know. 72 is your best? That's bad. That's really bad. 71 is your 2. Your 3 is a 70. Guys, your 1 and 2 are seniors, though. Your best that you're returning on the roster is a 70? Oh man, a couple 65s behind him, then we're in the 50s, guys. You don't want to be in the 50s gang, all right? 50s gang, that's not the gang you want to be in. You need some talent here. Now, see why I was saying with quarterback and running back, you're going to have a lot of positions that really need help. Those two you can wait a year or two on before you start going after quarterback and running back heavy. Receiver, you can't wait. You could legitimately go out there and say sign like 5 receivers in your first recruiting class, and 3 or 4 of them could be in your top like 4 or 5 receivers. Legit. Like, that's not even a stretch. You could legit go out and sign 5 of them, and yeah, 3 or 4 are going to be legit like starters or role players for you at the receiver position. Why do you have so many tight ends on this roster? This is absurd. 7 tight ends. Or is that 8? That's 8 tight ends. Who's returning? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 of them return though. Okay. So I don't know why there's so many. You have a 70 overall starter, which is okay, I guess, for a tight end. Not great. These guys are leaving. You return a 65 who's going to redshirt, so that's not terrible. A 64 that returns, 62 that's going to redshirt. You know, it's another position where I'm like, I could probably hold off on this just because you have such insane depth, but you're not super happy about it. Left tackle, a 74 is a solid starter for as bad as this team is. 67 behind him, 61 behind him. It ain't great. It's certainly not great. Okay, this is bad. 66 as a junior. You're praying that he can progress up into the 70s if he's lucky. 62 freshman behind him. Gotta redshirt him, and oh man, left guard ain't great. Center's worse. 64 sophomore, 62 junior behind him. Oh, your interior offensive line. And then this guy, he's good. He's a 77. That's one of your better players on the whole team, but he graduates. Oh my God, your offensive interior is in shambles. The best you return is a 66. You're not gonna be able to run the ball. You need to go sign, guys. This is another position. Your guards and your center, you could legit sign 3 starters for next year in your recruiting class. No joke. Wow, that is terrible. And then right tackle, you got a 74 junior, 71 junior. You're good. You're actually good. You have one position you're good on for the offensive line. Take that. Then defensive line. Okay, depth, 4 that are 62 and above, which isn't terrible for as bad as the team is. And all of them return except 1, but you still don't have a guy that you're super happy starting here. 69 is not good enough. You got to pray this guy gets into the 70s. He's a freshman at least, but he's 6'4", 210. I know he's athletic for an edge rusher, but 210? Bros, you guys have seen how many pancakes are in this game. This guy is going to get thrown around like a fucking flapjack. Wow. Westmoreland's going to be great for you for a year. Absolutely great for you. But then you have a 70 senior behind him, then 66, 60. Guys, edge rusher, another position. You got to go recruit. It isn't good enough. It just ain't, man. Then you got a senior. You do got a 71 junior behind him, but then just 2 more guys, mid to low 60s, another position. There's just not enough depth. You'll be happy with Warren returning. Hopefully he's mid 70s, but not good enough. You need depth here. 269s here. Bros from London. 6'3", 220 and 87 speed. Yo, this dude's fucking awesome. I love this guy. Oh, he's starting over this guy, the 69, the senior. Okay, I kind of like him. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, you have one. I mean, you need more linebackers. You only have 1 returning there, but that ain't bad. 73 is a senior. Don't love that. 84 speed here at 6'2", 230, but he's also a senior. And then we're down to a 69 junior. Man, you need to recruit linebackers bad, bro. So far, you returned 3 linebackers. Then you got another freshman here at 66. Do you have 2 freshman linebackers starting at your 3 positions? Boy, this guy's got 90 speed at 6'2", 221? What? Okay, that's nuts. And then a freshman that will probably try to redshirt, but you just don't have any depth, man. Damn, you need to recruit linebackers bad. Okay, you got a ton of corners. And in a year or 2, oh no, these guys are both seniors. No, 75 and a 74, both seniors. You don't love to see that. We got a 68 junior, a 68 senior. Yo. Okay, this ain't great. You got a single corner that's above a 65 returning. 1 corner above a 65 returning. You are about to be fucked year 2. You need to recruit. You need to go to the transfer portal. That ain't gonna fly, guys. This is modern college football. You start 3 corners. And you probably won't have 1 that you're fine with. If you get lucky, this guy might get to low 70s. 72, 73, if you're lucky, man. 75, like if he goes crazy in progression, like, oh, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Then what are you trotting out there? High 60s? On the outside, bro? In the slot? Look at the athleticism. A single corner with 90 speed. The rest are below. You're going to be getting cooked. Oh, no. Corner, you're down bad at corner. You really are. You need to just pray for some good progression out of somebody. 78 here, 90 speed. I love that for the free safety. Then a couple backups who are both mid to high 60s-ish. You know what? Compared to a lot of positions on this team, free safety's pretty decent. You could recruit and stuff, but not bad. Yo, a 78 sophomore, 90 speed, 6 foot, 186. This guy would probably be starting in the slot for me because I don't trust those corners. And this guy would probably start at actual safety for me. That 94 speed in the slot. This guy flying around making tackles. Hopefully he's got some tackling ability. You know, if he can't tackle, then that would kind of fuck that. But I love that athleticism. I kind of want it. I don't want to just be sitting that back high. I want him around the ball. Then, you know, a 70 overall as a senior. You know, then you got a couple guys mid-60s down here. This, another position. Both your safety positions aren't bad. Like, I wouldn't be mad about my safeties at all. Corners I'd be pissed off about. Yo, a 71 ain't a bad kicker in this game. And he's a sophomore. I would say that you are legitimately set at kicker here. Yeah, you don't have to worry about kicker for now. And then how about, yo, Melbourne, the Australian punter, 69 overall. I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't got to worry about it for a while. 69, you know, it ain't great, but could be worse, you know, especially for UTEP. Okay, so we went through the team. There are some major positions that need help, like bad, like real bad. And your offensive interior linemen were just the worst. Your receiver core needed help. Your cornerbacks needed help. There's a lot of positions that needs help. I mean, your tight ends aren't even great. You got a good bit of them, but they're not great. I mean, there's a lot of... Oh, and then linebackers, bro. What did you return? Like 4 linebackers? 5 linebackers? That's crazy. It's an 85-man roster. How are you returning like 5 linebackers? So that's another position. You just need depth. You have a couple guys that you're okay with starting, but you need backups. Players are going to get hurt if you're playing on reasonable sliders. Players are going to get fucked up by wear and tear. Like, you need other players. So this is a fun one. Like, this is a fun setup. And plus, you got Westmoreland for a year. I'm going out there trying to get him 20 sacks. Like, I'm legit going crazy. When I send blitzes, it's always coming from his side, just overloading it and just trying to overwhelm, you know, that tackle. And that would be fun for a year. But you are definitely set up in a tough position, you know, to have to really grind and be conscious where you're, like, focusing your efforts in recruiting, because there are so many holes. You got to be smart. In my opinion, you don't want to be trying to go crazy bringing in 3 running backs, 3 quarterbacks, because those are fun positions to recruit. You have massive holes all over the place. You need to be pounding those, and you need to be recruiting smartly for this team to, you know, just get the best return on your investment for all the resources you're putting into recruiting. But all right, guys, that's everything for UTEP. Let's move on. Okay, listen, guys, the final team we'll be covering in this video is the Ohio Bobcats, located in Athens, Ohio. Guys, this is a 1.5-star prestige team in the MAC, and unfortunately, they're one of the worst teams in the MAC. 73 overall, 74 offense, 73 defense, so they're pretty balanced. In terms of talent distribution, it's just that they're balanced in the sense that both sides are kind of bad, you know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of talent in general. The only team worse in this conference in terms of overall is Ball State at a 71 overall, I believe it is. And we might be covering them in a video pretty soon, so keep an eye out, guys. But your offensive scheme is going to be pistol, and your defensive scheme is going to be 4-2-5. So both those are, you know, at least modern. 4-2-5 is actually a lot less common than I thought it would be as a defensive playbook. I've been seeing so much 3-3-5, which, yeah, I just, especially like last year, looking into a bunch of the different defenses teams were running, there was a lot more 4-2-5 than seems to be represented in the playbooks in this game. I wonder if that's just a shift in college football, or what's going on with that. Or maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe it's just appears that way to me, but I've just not looked through enough playbooks yet. But for your offensive scheme, pistol, that's pretty cool, right? Like every team, not every team, but a lot of teams utilize some pistol, right? Have a formation or two here and there. But having that as your main you know, that's your scheme, right? It's not just like a gimmick in your playbook or just a little change of pace formation. It's like the actual base of your playbook. That's kind of unique, right? So that's going to be pretty cool. Always looking for a unique experience, right? Something that stands out, something that feels different. So that's definitely pretty cool. But that is everything for the general overview. Let's get into recruiting now. Okay, listen, so for Ohio recruiting, guys, we are gonna grind Ohio. You gotta grind your home state in general, but I don't think a lot of people know this. Ohio, all things considered, has a lot of college football talent, a lot of recruit talent. Obviously, we're not comparing this to Texas, to Florida, to Cali. It's not that, or to Georgia, Mississippi. Those states are gonna have more talent than Ohio, but all things considered, a state that's in the Northeast, it's about as good as it's going to get, especially when you consider directly to your north, Michigan, directly to your east, PA, Pennsylvania, right? Those two states also have talent. They're about as good as you're going to get in terms of being in the far northeast. So I'm sticking to those big three heavy, because if you want to be utilizing proximity to home, which you're going to have to do, because remember, you are you're a terrible team whenever you're first starting this dynasty. So you're not going to have many things working for you. You know what I mean? You're not a championship contender. You know what I mean? So you're going to want to be utilizing that proximity to home as much as I can, because you can't find talent in Indiana, West Virginia, Kentucky got a little bit, I guess, but like I said, you want to be grinding your home state and then the states to border as much as you can. If you have to reach out a little bit, like Wisconsin, they have talent, but you're starting to get a little far. Virginia, North Carolina, talent, but a little far. And if you're competing with, teams that are closer to those states, you're going to be at a big disadvantage because you're a bad team and you're not super close. You're not far, but if you're competing with teams that are in those states, they're going to have proximity to home over you then. So you stick to those big three: Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and I think you're going to be fielding a very competitive roster. And, I think it's that simple. I don't want to get too overly complicated with this, guys. So that's going to finish everything for recruiting for Ohio. Okay, listen, now we got the Ohio unis. We go the green, whites. Man, there's something about Ohio uniforms. I like them. Ooh, they got they got the little like Adidas stripes on the back of the socks. I didn't even realize that. Okay. I just like them. They're so simple, but they're clean, guys. Then you go the white greens. I mean, there's just so little going on. Little shoulder stripe, a little logo on the pants. They're just trying to keep it simple, but keep it nice. Yo, them all blacks. It's not all blacks because the helmets are green and black. Are those matte? Oh, those helmets look so good with them jerseys and pants. My lord, those are beautiful. Those are absolutely beautiful. I love how they did the helmets. So many teams want to go full all black. There is nothing wrong with keeping your team color, but adding a lot of black accents to it to go with the black jersey and black pants. That's beautiful. I fucking love that one. I cannot lie to you. And then, they got a paw. Oh, that's dope. They got the little, Clemson looking ass paw in the green whites there. Then you go green, white. Okay, still, like I said, pretty simple. Nothing crazy. Then, okay. They got a white helmet that has the black accents in it. So you could throw that in with the blacks. Wow. White, black, white with the white and black helmet. That's clean. Yo, you got options. And then you're back to the top. All right, that's crazy. So you got the greens, you got the whites, then you got the blacks in terms of the jersey and the pants, but then they give you two different helmets for that, right? They give you the white and the black and the green and the black. Yo, I love these uniforms. Like I said, they're so simple, but they are just nice. They're not trying to do anything crazy, nothing super, revolutionary, but I'm a fan of those. I don't know about you guys. Let me know. Actually, comment. You got to let me know if those are tight. I think those are fucking dope. Okay, listen, and the final roster we're going to be looking at is the Ohio Bobcats. And guys, unfortunately, this team does not have a star. Like ULM had that 84 junior guard, and then UTEP had that 86 edge rusher. Like you got a real stud on those teams. Your best players are 80 flat, which ain't bad. Like that's good for, the level of competition they're going against, but that's not a star. That's not somebody that's going to stand out in every single conference game like an 84 or an 86 is. So that's not great, but guess what? That just means you got a tough position. Yo, how do they only have 3 quarterbacks on the roster? 85 total roster spots and only 3 quarterbacks? That's wild. And only 2 return. One is a 67 freshman, so that's cool at least. The other is a 73 sophomore who's an international player. I don't know where Mississauga is. I don't know what that is. Somebody let me know where that is. But that's not great, guys. You need to recruit quarterbacks. Even if you're not recruiting a starter, like I'd be happy with a 73, sophomore that's returning for another 2 years, presumably, as long as he doesn't transfer. I'm happy with him. He's going to be better than this guy, obviously, because this guy, he's going to graduate. So, he'll obviously be better than that. So, I think you're fine with your starter for a couple years here with Callum Wither. But after that, guys, you need to get guys in here that can just, sit and develop. Like, you don't have to go and try to sign a 4-star, 3-star. Like, go get yourself a maybe not a 1-star, but a couple 2-stars at quarterback. Let him sit, let him compete, let him progress. I'd be happy with that. Running back room, okay, you fall off a cliff. You got 3 guys. I'm not really... another international player. Just international out the bando over here. But listen, a 52, a 56, I'm not entertaining those guys. This guy, he's a 61. If I'm able to redshirt him here, he does have 91 speed, 92 agility, 94 acceleration. He's an athlete. Not bad size at 5'11", 195. I like him as a developmental guy, but these are your 3 guys, right? You got a 75, that's a freshman there too. But then, oh man, you got a senior here, which is nice. That's a Northwestern transfer. And then Nolan McCormick as well. Things that suck here, though, you have a 73, but he's a senior. He's leaving. Guys, look at the athleticism outside of that freshman that we highlighted. 86, 85, 83 speed, 84 down there. 88 sure, but he's a 52 overall. Like, you don't have athleticism. You don't have enough talent. You don't have enough depth. This is a position where I'm happy with Ricky Hunt. Like, I'm fine with Ricky Hunt. Not the greatest athleticism, but I think he's going to be good enough. He's still a 75 overall as a freshman. Like, I trust him to be a decent back. You need guys behind him. What if he gets hurt? What if wear and tear is fucking him up and you just need to sit him for, a little bit, half a quarter? You need somebody else that can play football. Nolan McCormick isn't the worst decision in the world. He's a 72, which isn't the worst, but 83 speed is... That's low, man. That is low. You're going to be getting tracked down by edge rushers. No fullback. You need fullbacks on the roster. You guys know where I stand with that. Receivers, what is it with these terrible receiver cores, man? A 73 starter. He's a senior. 71 behind him as a sophomore. Then we're going down to 69, 68. Like, okay, you got 3 seniors, 3 sophomores that return there. Then a 65 freshman, but you need talent, man. These guys, what are they going to do when they're going up against a corner that's even a 78? They're going to be getting... You can't be getting locked up by no 78 overalls, but that's what's going to happen when your team's this bad. It's just not good enough. You need talent here. And the thing is, when it's so deep, it puts you in a weird position. Like, do I just want to sit and let these guys, try to develop? Because I do got... how many freshmen are here? You guys see me scrolling. There's a ton of freshmen, ton of sophomores. Like, but they're so bad. You don't got a starter, man. Remember, you're starting 3 receivers basically in modern college football. I don't know. This is one of those weird positions where you don't want to recruit it because you have so many players, but can you afford to be trotting these guys out? Like, if you go recruit somebody, are they going to be better than those guys? I don't know. This position is probably going to be the best position on the entire roster. Who cares about these guys, really? You can redshirt him. Well, okay, I don't mind that. Redshirt in a 60 and a 63. I'm not, getting super excited, but could be worse. A 70 as a senior, as the number 4, whatever. He'll be gone, I guess. 71 junior, 78 freshman. I would be very happy. You got 3 tight ends here. A 71 on this caliber of team is about as good as you could really expect. The fact that you have 2 71s sitting behind a 78 freshman, let's go. Hopefully he doesn't transfer away so you're not forced to start these guys, but you are looking good at tight end. I'm playing heavy sets, especially as bad as my receivers are, guys. I am playing heavy sets, 2 tight end sets, 3 tight end sets. Like, I'm just, that's what I'm pounding if I'm you. Here is your best player on the roster, right? You have 2 players that are 80 overall. One is your left tackle, Jacob Dennison. So you're good there. But then you have a 65, 60 behind him. That's not great. A 70 junior at left guard, and then you're in the 50s behind him. Not great. Like, a 74 senior, he'll be decent for a year. 74 is not the worst for this caliber of roster, but then 66, 57, it's not good enough. You need to bring in guys, man. 79 junior, you're happy about that. You're very happy about that. He'll be very solid. He'll be one of your best players for 2 years in a row. As long as he doesn't transfer away. Better hope you don't. You need him. Davion Witherspoon, don't leave. And then you have Joseph Habanowski, who's going to be very solid as a 75 for a single year, then he's leaving. 69 freshman behind him, though. You're actually probably pretty solid here. If this guy's up to, you know, like mid-ish 70s as a sophomore, you're going to feel good about that. And then your other best player, Bradley Weaver, the other 80 overall. Got a power rusher here. 6'4", 268. That is some good density right there for my D-end. I like that for your power D-end. 80 overall, that's awesome. But then he's got a 71 behind him. And look, they're both... Oh, no, they're not both seniors. I did not realize Bradley Weaver is a junior. That's awesome. Got to get him to return. Make sure he does not transfer, guys. Leon Oglesby, I love the fucking size on these DNs. They're huge. And then I look at the freshman, that's 222 pounds. But the other ones are big. Very, very good size on those guys. Then a couple 74s, they both return. Your edge rushers are solid. 70, yeah, he graduates, but a 70 ain't bad for the time being. 51 is bad, but edge rusher, I'm not mad about those positions at all, man. That's looking good. Then you got a 76 sophomore in the interior that returns. A 72 junior that returns. Okay, you go 1-2. You're going to need to get deeper. You know what I mean? If you're playing on some realistic auto subs, you're going to need to go, you know, 3 deep at least, probably at defensive interior. Left outside linebacker is bad, man. You got a 67 senior, and then you go down to the low 50s. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh, my God. A 69 junior. I mean, he's got to play. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's bad, but he's going to have to play. Then you got a 54 behind him. Like, you have no depth. It's like, it's literally, he progresses really well, or you're fucked. Like, you're fucked year 1 no matter what with him, but then you're also fucked year 2. Unless you either somehow recruit somebody that's really good, or get a transfer, or, I mean, he needs to progress. And if he doesn't, you're going to be fucked 2 years in a row. Same here. Oh, my God. A 70. Oh, my God. This has got to be the worst linebackers. The best linebacker like outlook on any team. My lord. 70 senior. Then you're down. Yeah, he's a freshman. He's a 60 overall, man. He's a liability. I don't care if he progresses by 7. The dude's still a liability. This is crazy. Who's your best returner? Is it him? Besides your 69. One's a 69. Your second best returning linebacker is a 60. Oh my. You are going to get destroyed in the run game. Luckily, you have a decent like defensive line outlook. Your second level is just the absolute worst. Yo, your top 3 corners, you can't be too mad about this. A 77, a 76, and then a 74. As your starting 3, what sucks is that there are 2 seniors at the top, and there's no depth, right? Then you have a 64, 261s, and a 50. Like, it falls off. 90 speed, 92 speed, 93 speed. Like, you're good for year 1 at corner. Like, you're not going to get much better than this at a low level G5 school. But then, remember, he's the only one returning here, guys. 2 of these guys are going to have to start behind him. Who you put on the outside? This guy who's going to be like mid-60s with 87 speed? One of these guys who, if you get lucky, they'll be mid-60s? You're going to have to recruit, transfer portal. You are in dire state at corner, just like linebacker. It's not quite as bad as linebacker, just because linebacker is unbelievably bad. But this is really bad. Wow. Okay, you're good for year 1, but year 2, oh, it gets scary. Oh, but you got some depth here. I like this. 75 sophomore, 74 junior, 70 freshman, 69 senior, whatever. You got 3 guys here that could be starting for a lot of bad G5 teams. You got them all in the same room there. And then, 76 junior, 73 senior behind him. I'm probably putting this guy in the slot, guys. Look how athletic. He's probably being my quarterback 3 for year 1. And then another senior here. All things considered, maybe you need some depth. Maybe you need to, sign some guys to, sit and wait their turn. But I think you're solid for a year or 2 at safety. Then you got 3 kickers. One's a 68, but then you got a 67 behind him who's gonna, hopefully progress and then start for you for a couple years for his, junior and senior year there. And then at punter, a 72. That's pretty damn good. Another international player. I don't know where Lansfield is. England? Fuck if I know. I'm just guessing. But he's solid for you for a year. Gonna need, maybe you switch one of these guys over. You return 2. I don't know if you want a 61 overall. Are you banking on him progressing enough to be a solid punter? I don't know about that. Maybe you just recruit somebody, but it's an option you have, right? It's nice to have the option, like for a worst case scenario. At least you won't have a walk-on, you know what I mean? Okay, so that's it for Ohio. There's, once again, a lot of positions that are, like, you're in just tough position. Wide receiver is really weird for them because it's like, do I go and sign a bunch of guys when you have players returning? It's just like, I don't think the players that I'm going to be signing are going to be quite good enough to start. So I'm just, you're in a weird limbo there. Running back, you're in a tough position. I only like the starter really, and then no athleticism, and then you kind of fall off a cliff. You need depth there. Quarterback, I think you're okay for the starter. You just need depth again. Obviously, D-line looked good. O-line had a bunch of holes. Linebacker room, it might just be the worst in the game. Like, no joke. For what's returning, a single 69 overall, then a 60. Those are your best two. That's crazy. That is absurd. Cornerback room, you know, you're going to have holes in the future, but you're good for year one. Safety room, I did like. Yeah, I mean, that's the Ohio roster breakdown, guys. It's just another team where, like, yeah, you have a few decent spots here and there, but you have way more holes. And that's the fun part, right? That's what makes it tough. That's what makes it difficult. You're a 1.5-star prestige team in the MAC. You're in the Northeast recruiting, which is tougher. This is going to be a tough experience. And guys, if you're anything like me, and I know a lot of people that follow my stuff, they want that nasty, fucking brutal, tough experience of this. Like, yeah, that's how it feels. That's how it would be being in this position. It would be really, really tough being a low prestige team in the Northeast, in the MAC. Nobody's gonna want to come to my school, but I need to make it happen. I have all these holes on the roster because the team is bad. What am I gonna do about it? So if you guys are down for that type of challenge, I think this is definitely gonna be the team for you. Okay, listen, that is it. That is it. That is everything. That is 3 teams that you should be rebuilding for fun and for a challenge, guys. G5 teams, of course. Guys, please like the video. I spend a lot of time making these videos. It takes a lot of effort. I would appreciate that. Subscribe, guys, 'cause I'm putting out videos like crazy. So you want to keep seeing my shit? Make sure you subscribe. But listen, guys, these take a long time. Doing it with like 3 to 5 teams, shit takes me hours. Would you guys prefer if I only did one team? Like, I could do one team in a video and then I could do them literally every single day. Sometimes I could even do 2 in a day. You know what I mean? Like, that would be way more reasonable. Sometimes I'm not able to upload every single day because the shit takes me a really long time and I got a busy day with work and stuff, you know what I mean? So I think that might be better. I want to hear what you guys got to say, so definitely comment that for me. Guys, I got these sliders getting really close. If you didn't see, I posted my sliders a couple days ago, yesterday I think it was actually, and I'm getting close to the final version. I'll have that final version out in the next 4 days or so. Like, it's getting very close. 5 days, like very, very close. So make sure you check out those sliders. Guys, anything else that you want to see, make sure you comment it, let me know, because, you know, I'm here to put out what the people want to see. So I appreciate you for sliding through. I'm going to see you guys real soon, all right? Later.